Witajcie w słonecznej Kalifornii. Dzisiaj mamy okazję porozmawiać z konstruktorem, właścicielem i kreatorem tego pięknego samochodu, który stoi za nami. Ma na imię Michael. Hi Michael.
Hi.
Thank you for that moment that you got for all of these shots. I'm really appreciating that.
More than welcome. I'm very excited to do this.
Okay, so tell me, what makes you to create that beauty?
One big reason. I missed my old 67 Shelby and I sold it. It was not fun to drive. It was very finicky and it was an old car, right? So I wanted to create something that was best of both worlds, which is brand new Shelby, classic style. And I think we've done it here.
So you make it, how did you make it? Because as I know, the chassis is from the old car and you bring up the chassis is from the new car and you bring the body from the old one.
Correct.
How did you make it? Did you scale it or
Yes.
there was a big difference?
There were big differences because the chassis is wider on the new cars. We had to actually create a wider body that still looks like a 67 but fits correctly on the chassis and still looks correct on the vehicle. So it's just 2 inches wider on each side, but it creates that little bit of a more meaner look and the car is very aggressive. But it drives like a brand new car.
And it's manual gearbox, right?
Manual. 6-speed. Shelby never made or has not yet made an automatic GT500.
And what engine is there?
So this is the Shelby 5.8 liter standard supercharged motor, a V8, and it produces 662 horsepower stock. We haven't really done too much to the engine because it's enough power to power this car. With the carbon fiber body, the car is now lighter by 600 pounds, so that creates a lot of go, even with the standard stock motor.
And that's impressive, really. But the wheels, and I guess they're not from the old ones.
No, we had to custom make almost every part on this vehicle. The reason the wheels are the way you see it, we had to make wheels that fit not only the new car, with the attachments to the new car chassis, but has to fit the old wheel well. So we had to make custom 3-piece wheels for this car. Yeah, amongst 300 other custom-made parts.
Wow, that's really amazing. So you got a big garage with doing all of this customization,
yes,
right?
we tried to produce these now exclusively. So we created basically this prototype, and I drive it, I show it. We worked out all of the issues with the car's prototyping, and now we created the bodies and the panels to fit, and we do. We can basically create a new car within 7 months.
7 months, and
customers.
anyone can come and
Yes.
buy it, or maybe even order it because
Correct.
I
It's
can
very
have
customizable. Yes, so anybody can come and order the car, and we do 2 things. Some clients bring us their Shelby, the new one, and we take off the body and we do this treatment to it, or we can just do it from scratch for them.
Oh, so it grabs attention on the streets.
Of course, there's too many Lamborghinis and Ferraris in the streets of California.
Yeah,
You need
definitely.
more cars like this.
Exactly.
If you want something classy and still drivable, you need something like this.
So how you handle the manual here in the streets? Is it difficult?
Well, as you saw coming here, it's not a pleasant experience, right? But it's okay. With the traffic in LA, sometimes it gets a little bit annoying. But for the most part, you need the manual. It's just it connects you with the car. And when you take it on this beautiful road, on the PCH, which you see behind you, you need that manual gearbox and shift through all 6 gears. It's a beautiful thing.
Yeah, it's amazing, but you have to know how to drive it then.
A little.
So the people who coming to you and they ordering this kind of cars, did you check if they know how to drive the manuals?
We can also do an automatic for them.
Okay.
There's
Still,
some
really?
clients, yes, we can convert it to an automatic, or we can start with a GT automatic and then supercharge the engine and still do the same treatment with the car. If you chip it, I think you can get it close to 700.
That's a lot.
Yeah, it would be a lot for this car. That's why we have traction control, launch control, which is standard on the new cars, on the new Shelbys. so that the car, and as you saw it and you'll see in the videos, car launches straight, it handles incredibly well. You can turn it off as well with a push of a button and have yourself a very invigorating experience.
Yeah, so it's open here for the local market. I really like it.
Yes.
Because even though like there's the manual gearbox, it can be a challenge for many people. But when they can hear all of these extra things that you add to it,
it becomes a daily driver.
And as well the ambient lighting, as you said, right?
Yes. There are many features of this car that are standard in any new car. Basically, even down to ABS brakes and airbags, all the ambient lighting features, and just everything you would expect from a brand new car that you just bought off the dealer lot.
What about the cage? Any support extra?
Yes.
Did you add something?
We have underneath, there is steel supports that are welded to support the chassis and all of this flex because the body is carbon fiber. And we also offer a cage inside of the cabin compartment, depending on clients' needs. If they're going to take it to the track, we highly recommend the cage. It makes the car stiffer and handles much better on the track.
Yeah, but still it's better for straight.
And it's great for straightaways.
Yeah, for a quarter mile. But
yes.
The corners, did you try to drift with it? Drifting?
This car drifts too well.
Really?
Yes, so we have, this one in particular has very stiff sports suspension that we built for the track. And because of such a stiff rear axle, the car drifts incredibly well. Just a little bit of a turn of the wheel and the car will slip out.
So there's a differential system, right?
Yes.
Okay, that's really nice. But you got the semi-slicks. How often you change the tires in this kind of car?
Well, the reason we have these tires is because you need all of this horsepower has to hit the road, and you need grip. So the tires have to be a very sticky, pliable rubber.
Oh, yeah.
So we chose the Bridgestone Potenzas for that reason, the RE11s, because it's a good in-between road and track, but they still wear pretty quickly. I would say after a couple of track uses, you're changing the tires. And as far as on the street, you'll probably get good 5,000 miles out of it, depending on how you drive the vehicle.
Yeah, exactly. So, as well, I wanted to ask you about the cars that people can buy. Like 7 months that it takes to construct this car, right?
Correct.
I can come to you with any kind of idea I got in my head about the classic cars.
Absolutely.
Like, as I told you about my dream car, which is the Dodge Challenger, right, from 1971.
Absolutely.
Are you able to do this kind of car?
We can convert the Camaros and the Challengers and give you the same treatment as this vehicle here. So, and as far as the Mustang is concerned, we can do many different types. So this is the Shelby look. We can also do the classic. There's different hoods, like you mentioned, with the hood scoops. There's different treatments to the back, and we do the convertible as well.
Okay, so how did you scale the car? Did you take the real shape of the car, or did you scan it with some kind of machine?
At first the car was hand built, but then to create the panels and for future models, everything was scanned. And now with 3D modeling, you can pretty much put it inside the computer. The computer with a CNC machine will cut out the molds, and you can create any kind of carbon fiber or composite panel that you need.
So it's like a 3D printer, right?
Almost.
Almost 3D printing.
Yeah.
That's impressive.
Yeah.
So how much it cost?
I'll give you 3 guesses. No, it's very standard cost as far as custom cars are concerned. It's anywhere between 180 to 210,000 US. That's a turnkey, so that's us including the car, chassis, everything. If the customers bring us their cars, we reduce the cost, of course. And the options are so customizable. We had a client who wanted the best audio in the world, and the sky's the limit as far as price, you know? So it all depends on what the client wants, and what kind of interior features, what kind of leather, Alcantaras, and all sorts of specialty items that we do.
That's impressive.
to make it all custom.
So you give a warranty for the cars?
Yes, we're very comfortable with giving a warranty because the brand new car, you can take it to any Ford dealer and any Ford dealer can fix the car. And the Ford warranties the car for 3 years. We warranty the car for 1 year of our work and labor and parts, so if anything goes wrong. And we also take in the cars for inspection and repairs as the car ages as well.
Like under the warranty. That's really nice. Okay, so I want to buy this car. Everything goes really well, and I want to change the idea, and I want to have different car. Is it difficult for you to find a car that I have specifically in my mind? Like I told you about some Challengers,
Yes.
some old Camaro SS, or even the European cars like Mercedes
Right.
SL.
I don't know about the Mercedes. We have not touched the European models, but as far as the U.S. muscle, with the 3D, with the technique that we developed developing this car, we can create body panels to reproduce a Dodge, your Camaro.
Eleonor?
No,
No.
can't do that one. No, cannot do that one. But because,
History.
yeah, that's a special car.
AC Cobra?
Yes, so AC Cobra is actually one of the easiest things to convert because the bodies themselves are fiberglass and they're readily available now. We can actually make a whole carbon fiber shell very easily for the AC Cobras. Yeah. What do you have in mind? I know you want that Dodge.
I was actually, yeah, that's my dream car.
Yeah.
Probably I will build it one day. But
Well,
I
Mag
was,
Motors would be happy to do that.
I was
for you.
crazy about the Porsche
Uh-huh.
365, which is quite
Speedster?
unique. Yeah.
Yes,
And
it is a unique
just-
car.
Yeah, and with brand new parts inside, but outside to look classic and old-fashioned, you know, like
Yes.
to mix those two things.
I
Because
think that's the future of customization these days and what every client wants because young people like us, we don't want to drive the old, unreliable, unsafe classics. We still want it to look classic.
So where did you find exactly this model, which was the base for the construction?
The original chassis, the new Shelby, I actually owned the car and I owned two. I owned the 67 and I owned the new one. And when I sold the 67, I realized right away I made a mistake. So I always wanted it back, and I decided to build from my car, my new Shelby. I decided to start taking it apart and see if I could make this work.
So I'm gonna go for a ride with this beauty.
Let's go for a ride.
Yeah, thank you for this interview. I hope you will enjoy now driving.
Thank you, yes. Yeah.
Czyli poczekaj, bo ty mnie tutaj trochę confused, okay?
We got 3 languages going on here, Russian, Polish, English. Okay.
A little bit stressed right now.
Oh, you're a little nervous?
Nervous,
You
yes.
should have had that drink when I offered. No problem.
Okay, to było tak? Było tak?
Było tak. Było tak. Tak, yes.
No, just keep it like this. Come on. Nobody will see it.
That's how it was. You're fine. You shouldn't have even said anything.
Anyway, I will just cut it and mix it with some videos to that.
Oh, right. After the interior shot or something like that.
Yeah, exactly.
Professional. Seatbelts.
Seatbelts. Fasten your seatbelts, guys.
Yeah.